another point towards the resurrection, and already the swing from Patitek. He'll take out his alter ego Eccles. They're trying to get this spike down on the A site, but so far it's G2 that are able to push them back, and it's just down to one final player here. Soulcas on the raise. He's got the spike in hand, but unfortunately all his friends are dead. He's the last one standing, and he's heading over towards that B site.
Soulcas may have had a great game yesterday on Bind against Nip, but a 1-on-5, pretty difficult scenario. He does have spike, and he's over towards B. Everyone else over on this A site, there's a Cypher Cam watching for the lurk in case he comes through spawn, but they hear the nade go off. He does not feel safe, so he hasn't yet dedicated to the spike plant, but he will be able to get it free and clear inside the tuna can as the boombot goes out. Nope, here's the footsteps, takes the first fight, wins it, and then rededicates himself to that spike plant. The pulse is coming out from the recon dart, not giving away his position, but there's targets everywhere. There's the jump peak coming through, so at least they do end up getting a spike plant and one kill, because up until that moment, it was a disastrous round. No shots coming out early from mixwell despite the aggression.
Fish123 looking towards the A site now, and that stampede tells us they are looking to execute relatively soon. It's a lot of utility used back a site and towards A short from both sides of the attack and the defense, but it's Soulcas that wants to get a little bit more involved. That's the showstopper. It'll find its mark onto ardiis, and now 4 remain for G2. The defense have arrived. The wall is up. The spike is down, and now it is up to G2 to get that retake underway.
Oh, you've got one holding the showers. Omen gonna take out Link. You've still got the Jet Mixwell on site. davidp taking out one through the cyber cage. Gonna find another as well as he walks into the ice, slowly inching towards the U-Haul, where you've currently got the Sage going through and a great paranoia coming out to blind him. It's all up to Eccles in the one-on-many. Managed to take it down to Drew. The Owl drone will spot out the first one inside the dark cover. So that'll keep them back just a bit. The Raze was there to help with the backup. ardiis is going to have to fall out of hookah as the nade comes through and does a little bit of damage. But he escapes for the most part unharmed, only down to 88, but it does strip a significant portion of his armor. Recon Dart not giving him any intel right now. There are a lot of bodies built up outside of hookah. There's also 2 in showers currently lurking over on the A site, the Omen and the Cypher. Soulcas goes in first with the Owl drone right in front. Shots from the left, and they still haven't decided to back off until just now. So at 40 seconds left, they start to rotate around towards the A site. And they've done what they wanted to do. They pulled a player off of the A site defense. There's only one here. It's Mixwell, so when the push comes through, it's going to be quite difficult, especially as they have that Omen port available.
Oh, I like that move from the recon. Bold, he gets out of position and manages to find the frag. It's Eccles that goes down. The in-game leader, no longer a part of the conversation, but can he call from beyond the grave? The rest of the team starting to funnel in to get that spike down with just 10 seconds left. Imagine if there was an orbital strike right about now. That spike would not be going down. Pyth will find one. It's just down to 3 for the side of Fish123, and they are not looking so good here. Mixwell trying to find an opportunity. Thought he saw somebody up there on the box with the boost. It's the Sage. And now G2 will start to funnel in Soulcas in very deep water here as he'll be taken out. But Scream manages to survive long enough to find a 3K. It's all up to Link. davidp with the classic of all weapons will take out the Sova player. And now G2 give us a 6-1 scoreline, a 5-round lead. Fish123, that one's gotta hurt. Here, or maybe the next round, or maybe the next. There aren't too many left, so expect a lot of craziness to really start to come through Patitek. But look at this aggression from G2. If it's not ardiis, if it's not davidp, it's someone else pushing forward and trying to find early picks. And it scares Fish123. That's 3 members in the Wishbone saying, how do we even get out of our own spawn without G2 trying to peek us?
What's wild right now is you have 9 ults currently available. There's a lot that could happen in this round. Fish123 have so much at their disposal when it comes time for that take. And they're currently moving towards the B site, and this would be the right move. You've only got the Sage here. Sova started to rotate out of position, so it's up to davidp as ardiis has backed off. There's the ult being popped by ardiis for the time being, going a little bit vertical as he pops the Hunter's Fury. but won't actually take anybody out. davidp using an aggressive wall. We've seen this time and time again from davidp. Loses track of his target inside the smoke, so can't quite connect. But look at this, mixwell coming in. Shock dart as well is there. It's down to 2. Fish123 went for the push on B, but it hasn't worked out well for them at all. Echo's going to go for the spike plant on site. Eccles, though, has mixwell right around the corner. At least Kryptix was able to take him out before that would be a threat. But with the paranoia still active, he goes inside the tuna can and just cannot survive. 1 fatality on the round for G2. These are the types of rounds that we're seeing from them as they are consistently stomping out push after push from Fish123. We'll see how they can turn things around here. You do worry when you have players like Mixwell and davidp on the attack, a player who plays the aggressive Sage quite well. Scream right around the corner. Sees that cyber cage come through, tries to fire away on the other side of it, has to dive bomb the box. Mixwell won't allow him, doesn't even see his feet touch the ground. The spike does get planted, significant nade damage coming in from the Raze. Nice smoke from Mixwell to get him out of that position and into a more safe and comfortable spot in the U-Haul. A 5-on-4, but you can see the damage dealt. Sova's on about half HP. Omen very, very close to death. soulcas is going to send the boombot in first, going right behind it.
Nice
Great paranoia coming out to slow them down. Mixwell will pick one off in the meantime. Another paranoia coming out. This one working out nicely for Fish123. Kryptix goes around the corner, and now it comes down to 1. It comes down to ardiis on site. Fantastic retake coming out from Fish123 here in the pistol.
You know, will they have time, though? Oh, they don't!
The fact that that round came down to what it did. We'll see if it produces success. Eccles right around the corner with the judge, and the armor's been stripped down a little bit, so has his HP. There's a shot coming in from sight. I think it was a Marshall. The body's right now building up towards B long, but it looks like they might be heading back towards spawn. Thought for a second we were going to see kind of a flirtation with B from B long, and then if they don't get their way into the site, they obviously go for the mass TP back to A. But instead, they're just going to run through spawn and through the wishbone back towards that A site. And right now, Fish123 is slowly siphoning assets off the A site. But as I say that, they go for a 180. So 3 players now on the A site, the Cypher, Raze, and Sage. But we're seeing a recommitment from G2 towards B. So Eccles still going to be in hookah, still going to get challenged, drops off the box. Paranoia is perfect. They know he's around the corner, but it doesn't make a difference. The shotgun is so incredibly powerful. Speaking of shotguns, you've got Link here as well with the Bucky. 1 through the cyber cage looking for more. Great damage dealt. But now it's Eccles who has to step up. Oh, the dash out from the Jet working out nicely, but it's Kryptix who has... Second half, we are 16 rounds deep going into round number 17. Not exactly the performance we expect to see. Patitek goes aggressive, has to drop the spike back behind him, and in that time, Scream gets into a better position and takes him out through the box, tries to go for the leap, but it doesn't really matter. Scream's found 3. Mixwell has to peek for the punish, and they brought it down to now 2 and upgraded to an operator. The boombot going to give away the position there of Pyth, but they knew he was present anyway. Almost blew up. Had he not had that operator available to him, would have been a little bit deadly. Right around the corner, there is the Raze, spotted by the camera, taken out immediately, naturally. What do they do, though? How do they readjust? The Aldrone goes in first. The Raze peeks behind it. And the Satchel Pack also going in towards Showers. Mixwell has not re-peeked off Cat, currently just holding back right now. Starting to move up closer to the A site, and again, the Raze has gotten into this corner right around the edge. It's going to be a difficult fight for Pyth to take, as there's one in heaven as well, ready for the immediate trade, should he go for it.
Yeah, may want to save the operator too. Mixwell gonna throw those smokes down, and as a result, that might be the cross that's trying to help the push forward. It's soulcas who's there in the back corner now as Pyth swings.
Coming in from Fish123, but how many times do we see a retake, and it feels like Fish123 just doesn't even struggle in those cases?
And in some of those spike plants, it feels kind of desperate. They're like down to 2, they'll get it down, but they don't have the man advantage to really do anything. But this is a great start for G2, their first man advantage on what I presume a soft buy, not even really having the weaponry to deal with. But that's a great opening. And now Scream picking up this operator. That's going to be a couple of these G2 members that have already pulled off the site. The execute was there. They brought the resources over for the side of Fish123, but now they've got complete control of this B site. And the weaponry tells us it's not the eco. They're locked and loaded, and they want to make this round number 11.
Caster curse. My bad. It happens, you know? It happens. Shock darts going in as they get closer and closer to the site. Ardiis is going to send a high recon dart, trying to get that one in towards spawn. Starts to spray through as the recon dart gets taken out. His position's been spotted, but he's on the other side of the tuna can. Link comes through with the first kill. Another one coming in from Link, and hold on. Fish123 have managed to make it a 2-on-3. davidp is lurking around the back end of the play. First one will be his execution onto soulcas as well. And that's the round lost. Scream was too far disconnected from the play. Now he's got the operator as well. Doesn't want to give that one up. So G2 will find their 11th round, but Fish123 had a small window. Playing currently in hookah, putting the wall down a little bit further up than we typically see. The shots will come through, trying to chisel away at that ice. davidp is in the octagon. Do they clear this corner with the owl drone? No. So that could be a problem. The anticipation that there's no one there, and you can see it already works out well for davidp, immediately punished. So they lose the Sage, and they lose davidp, which is also important as he's been a top performer for this team at times. soulcas in position, spotted out by the dart. Mixwell hits the quick shot. Eccles spotting out Patitek, who tries to get into that better position inside U-Haul, will bring it down to a 3-on-3.
That's going to be the shock dart, trying to clear it out, but unfortunately does not go deep enough still. Like you said, it is the 3-on-3. They try to push in aggressively. Mixwell hopping into lamps. Pyth, unfortunately, will be smoked off, and so this might be a lot of space that Fish123 gain. The paranoia to try to stop them from pushing forward. Here's the engagement. The spray is good from Ardiis. It's the quick trade. Mixwell needs to get out of there, but he hops right back in, gets domed right by Kryptix, and now it's just down to Pyth. The swing is good. Now down to the 1v1. It's Link against Pyth, and that's going to be the first spray, but it doesn't connect through the box. The clip is starting to run dry, and it's good! It's G2 that win the...
Falling pretty quickly here as G2 look to have another strong round. Yes, they've been brought down to 3 in the meantime, and Scream is still in position, but he's playing the breach with a Marshall. So it's not exactly ideal hardware here for Scream. And with the spam shots coming through, he's going to back off. Continuing to pop shots down towards Hell, looking for the wallbang kill. Can't quite line it up as of yet. The rest of his team still moving into position. So now one more has come through the window, and there's one also coming in on long. That'll be the Sage with the flank. The Tremor coming out from Breach, from Scream himself. Nice shots onto the site from soulcas with the shotgun. There's more currently in Hell. The Judge is going to have to do the dirty work. There's one right around the corner, and the shotgun is perfect for the scenario. Fish123 may have lost some bodies earlier on, but they stole the round away here from G2.
Regions such as T1 really make this map look and feel very attacker-sided, and we probably can just chalk it up to playstyle as Fish123 get a little bit aggressive on their own front, and will take out an early pick from G2.
The ult coming through from Mixwell. Dice's Link to pieces. Same could be said for Kryptix. Goes up inside the dark cover. Eccles is like, okay, that's enough of that. And as a result, it's now down to 1. It's the Omen. Patitek, he's on site. Goes for the dark cover towards spawn. Decides to just hide inside of it. Gonna port past. He walks a little bit too far up. Gets spotted as the barrel starts to poke through. So, doesn't really work out so well for him in the 1v3, realistically speaking. But there's the deep flash coming in from short by Eccles. We've talked about that flash before. The paranoia can lead them in. Link with a nice shot, making a follow-up as well onto davidp through the smoke, no less. That spammed in chat for that one, as we've got ourselves at a 5-on-3, very early advantage coming in from Fish123.
G2 have worked with a lot less before, and still can at least try to turn things around. May decide to save the weaponry, but with a minute left on the clock, if they just take these frags one at a time, they can really find themselves in a great place. But soulcas, little does he know, that was probably the best read on the recon bolt that he's had, as now the rest of Fish123 will start to pull off of this A site, and G2 still waiting patiently for an opportunity to push forward, and that opportunity is slowly starting to come and go. Mixwell will get into this back corner, and the rest of his team will funnel up through the middle. Likely going to go towards that fish market, but Eccles is there waiting with the Bulldog. A quick shot onto Mixwell really tells us that this round is going to start to fall apart, one frag at a time.
Artist patiently waiting right around the corner, but the time ticking down lower and lower. He'll at least get the first, and now he wants to try and just find a better spot to hold on to this weapon if possible. It was great work coming out from Link with the operator. And again, at times we've talked...
Just sending a quick message. So far, nothing for fish123.
That was weird. My whole internet just like... I don't even know. For like not even a minute. It just like disappeared for a second and then came back. But I still could go to some websites. It was like my DNS just died. Regardless, here comes the push towards the site. Artist goes to the burst fire for the first shot. It fans out and doesn't do as much damage as you would expect. Still able to win that 1v1, but Scream is there for the immediate trade. So it's a 4-on-4. Spikes found its way towards the site. And going down inside the muck of that B site, Scream gets peeked by Mixwell, starts to spam through the dark cover. They've got lane control and they've got stairs control as well. They've made their way into the house where they can trigger the door, and you can see the leaping target trying to dodge the shots coming through the wall. Paranoia into the site. Camera gives away their positions. They start to move up closer. Kryptix from back behind the default box, not able to do much, and it comes down to Scream here, trying to get through the door, but the spike's already being stuck, and it's looking like it's going to be around here for G2. There's just too much in his way to stop him from getting back in. Scream with the great... Talked about it yesterday as well. Kind of a little bit awkward for them. Now, though, it's working out nicely as they've gone back to that comfortable territory. High cam coming in, but there's the rolling thunder towards the A site. Surprise, there's actually no one playing defense on A currently. They're back further, so they'll be able to get onto the site, potentially free of charge. Now, Pyth will peek out and sprays through to get one, at least towards the door, but the wall goes up, the dark cover is in, and the spike will be planted. And we've got ourselves at a 5-on-4 here. Fish123 has site control, and you can see the Sage is right around the corner. Heal going out as well to try and bring everyone back to full HP.
Oh, wow. soulcas right through the floor. It's the recon bolt that spots Mixwell, and then he capitalizes on that information. They'll still try to push forward by the defense, but now it's just down to Scream. And all the last that remains is Eccles. He's got to swing around this wall. He does so, but it's Artist that's prepared with a spray from the Phantom. And now G2, they tie us up. We thought about this attacker side for Fish.
Was no signs of slowing down, and that's going to result in his death potentially. The flash coming out. He almost gets away somehow, but accidentally slows himself down in the attempt to reel back towards the B site. So a man advantage here for Fish123 early, and they take out davidp, who's been a strong performer statistically and as the Sage. That means they lose that wall and they lose the heal as well.
Patitek, though, will be one of the first contact points alongside Pyth towards this A side. They've got tripwire set up with that recon bolt, about to make it very difficult. As how do you react? There's a red carpet being rolled out, but the paranoia is at least a decent answer, but still they will lose one in the process. It's Scream that pushes forward. Mixwell, he's ready on the side. Patitek is not alone in this battle as Mixwell will provide the firepower at a distance as he pulls back towards Heaven with Artist. One kill coming in from Patitek, looking for the second, looking for the third. Patitek, yes! G2 defend yet another push, and that'll be round 11 for G2.
That is an absolute backbreaker.
G2 to the end here. This could be the last and final round for Fish123.
It's an early advantage, at least for Fish123. Somehow it works out nicely for them. And there's davidp, though, chiming in with 3 of his own. davidp with a solid defense, but it's a bounce back coming in from Fish123. Don't count him out of it yet, as they found themselves in a 2-on-2. But as I say that, Scream tries to flash and gets gunned down through the wall. It's all up to soulcas, the Sova, to keep things going. First peak not going to be his. It will be G2, your champions here of the WePlay Valorant Invitational.
Yeah, you hate to go out